What's going on, guys? We are here in the shop with Kaylee and myself, and we have gotten in a bunch of goodies for the Mustang. And number one, which we're going to get started with, is we have some new tail lights, which we're getting ready to install. And they are from Raxium. They are the LED running lights and then just the normal bulbs. And we got those in. And we're going to go ahead and start installing those. We got both sides right there. They come with their instructions and the little wiring harnesses. That way you hook up to basically just splices in the middle and gives you the power to have the running lights on. So here we have our factory paint matched, which we think looks kind of ugly. It's just too much red with the car. So we're going to go ahead and get these unbolted, swap them out, and show you what all you need to get it done. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the carpet and pull it back. Ours was already loose because the previous owner decided they wanted to wire in a four-way for like a trailer for whatever reason. But you have 4 nuts that hold them in. These are studded, so you're just going to take the nuts off. And there's going to be one right here. There's going to be one in this little hole down here. And then there's going to be 2 on the other side of this carpet that you're going to take off. Which I'm trying to get you in there to see. Up there, you're going to take those loose, and then the whole headlight is going to pull out, or the tail light, sorry, going to pull out. If you want to go ahead and take that off, Kaylee. Once you get those loose, you're just going to wiggle it. Hold on, we'll come back to you in a second. Alright, so sorry, after some wiggling, we get it out, and you just pull the little rubber grommet through the hole right there, and this whole assembly is going to come out like so. And then you're going to take out all of these, as well as this harness, and you're going to transfer them over to the new light, because the... Ooh, dirt dauber. Alright, so you're going to transfer them over, and there is a wiring harness. Move the stuff out of the way. There's the wiring harness already for the running lights. So basically you're just going to hook up those like normal, and that's just going to be an extra wire that comes included with that. So we're going to get that swapped over and show you how it looks like when you put it back in. Okay, so we got the harness moved over to the new tail light, and you're going to reuse the bulbs here. The LED portion on here for the reverse light, you are not going to be reusing that bulb. So what I did, just take the bulb out and put that socket back in and just tighten it up just so it's complete. But then the wiring harness, you're going to connect from here to here. And then that is just going to plug back into the factory harness on the other end, just like it did from the factory. So we're going to take this and get it routed back through the firewall first, actually. I'm going to have to disconnect that and do it after it's in, but just so you can see how it's supposed to look. So we're going to go ahead and get it back in the car and get it tightened down. Alright, so we got the first side in, and watch out real quick. Just a comparison between the stock. Very ugly looking compared to these aftermarket ones. They look a lot better. For whatever reason, they are having a little bit of a fitment issue. Like the corner isn't tucked down exactly the way that I'm wanting it to, but everything's tight. So I think it might just be the aftermarket design. It might not be the best design. It could just be a little bit off. But I mean, there's a little bit of a gap under here, which the factory ones have too, so I'm not worried about that. But everything's solid and sturdy. But overall, they look a lot better when they come around and turn the lights on for you. And those look a lot better, which of course we'll show you once, you know, even just the running lights compared to those to that. Definitely worth the upgrade, and it just looks better, it looks newer. So yeah, I'm really happy about just the look of that so far. But we'll go ahead and get the other side on, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, and just like that, they are done. That was a few seconds for y'all, but that was a few minutes for us because we had to play with the fitment. So like I said, some of the stuff just didn't want to line up exactly right. Everything's installed the way it's supposed to, but it just doesn't want to fit completely snug like it's supposed to. But oh well, I mean, for the money, they definitely look a whole lot better. Very proud of those. They look so much better than these ugly stock ones. If you know anybody that wants them, let me know. If not, we're probably just gonna hold on to them in case the new owner decides, you know, later on, if we ever decide to sell it, if they want them. Yeah, that looks really good, as well as like our LED tag lights we got. So everything's all LED back here now. So that looks pretty good. What do you say?
I like them a lot.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a huge improvement. But our next part, while she's doing her TikToks over here, I'm going to carry you up to the front. And here we have our new splitter that we're going to be putting on the front. It's just a little cheap plastic, but we are going to put that on there, and that'll give the front end a better look and make it look a little bit lower. So we are going to go ahead and get the car up in the air and get started on that. Alright, so for part 2 of today's video, we are installing the spoiler. As you can tell, this thing looks great. The custom tape job, you know, that was Kaylee's idea. But yeah, that's how the splitter install is going. So it's done, right?
Rude.
Okay, so what we did, it's a very, like it's just a thin plastic, and it literally came rolled up in a box, and the instructions, somewhere along here, literally just say to let it sit out in the sun, and it's supposed to open back up, which it didn't do, so I had to take it, put it on the table, and use a heat gun, try to straighten it back out, but it's still a little warped, but it comes with all of the hardware, the nuts and bolts here to bolt it into place. So we're just trying to mock it up, make sure that everything looks good. You know, we have a little bit of a gap right here on this side, and then just a little bit of a gap here on this side. So everything's pretty straight. So we're gonna go ahead and get up under here. You can see there are some holes all the way through it. So we're just gonna mark out our holes and get to drilling, and then we'll bolt it up for real. So we'll pick you guys back up in a second. All right, and after a two-person job of holding it up, getting everything drilled and started, it is on, everything is tightened down, and that looks really good. I like that a lot. It was just enough to add a little bit of a front presence. Hopefully once it's out in the sun some more, it'll keep baking, because some of this little plastic, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a gap. You can see some light coming through there and right there, and I was just able to heat it up with a heat gun, but it says over time it should stretch back out to, you know, being open like it's supposed to. But overall, that was definitely worth, I think that was what, like $55?
Yeah, it was
dollars, something like that. So yeah, I mean, just for any SN95 owners, if you want to get a little bit more of a front, you know, just get some more ground effects, make it look a little bit lower than what it really is. Because I mean, this car is already lowered, but it still has, you know, a few inches from the front bumper to the ground. So that definitely added a good little look just for the money. Can't beat that. But yeah, that is going to be all for today's video. With basically just the installation of the splitter and the taillights. We have a lot of other mods coming. We already have at the apartment now. We are literally just waiting for the time to put them on, because we have a lot of stuff to get going on. I know she's really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be something that I've never done to any of my cars before, so it's going to be a really big project, and I'm excited to tackle it with her. But yeah, these are probably the two easiest mods that we have. So we just went ahead and knocked out the easy ones first. If you guys like that, drop a like, subscribe, let us know what else you want to see, and maybe that's what we're already going to be doing. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Peace.